Yeah.
Welcome to the Take It Home podcast, the podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons, joined together tonight by four other beautiful men. God, lucky me. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DocSimmons17. Why don't everybody else go ahead and introduce yourself and give out your social media tags?
Well, I'm Gunner Wicks. You can find me on just about every social media thing at Gunner Wicks. It's GUNNERWIXX, no spaces.
I am Zach Hendricks. You can find me on all my social media accounts at Z Hendricks Brand, and you can find me in Doc's tag accounts at Country Air Official for Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand for Twitter.
Let's go with Perch next. Let's go with Perch next. Let's leave the surprise for the end.
I'm Perch. You can find me at PerchXLV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias. Hashtag for the ref brand.
And lastly, somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, who we are very excited. Everybody had full attention for this man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Oh, you're too kind. It's your boy Baxter Belafonte. I figured, in the first two episodes I was on the picture for it, so I better make an appearance at one of these. So happy to be here, of course, with the homies, and you can find me online at Baxter Wrestles, and also Facebook and YouTube Baxter Belafonte.
And we are blessed to have you back, sir. How you been?
Man, fantastic. What a crazy year. A lot of time at home, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely happy to be here. I wasn't going to drink today, but then you said
there's no laws when you're drinking claws, I've been told.
Oh, yeah, something like that. So
for the listeners, so he has a Bud Light seltzer and a claw.
That's true. I don't discriminate seltzers except for the shitty ones.
Have you found a
Most
shitty one
people
yet?
on this podcast is all of them, but
Have you found a shitty one yet?
Yeah, there's some that are like all natural or like off-brand, and they're just trying too hard.
Name them. Let's nix some sponsors right now. Who do we not want to be sponsored by?
I don't know if I'm in a position to nix any sponsors of any level, but gosh, I can't even think of some of the bad ones
before it's deserved.
Have you had the Natty Lights seltzer yet?
No, but it sounds like it's in my price range.
I just thought of you because of lemonade. There's like that pink lemonade, and you always love your lemonade vodkas.
Yeah, that's true. I'm willing to try anything that will sponsor me or cheap.
So we're not nixing no sponsors today.
Not today, but I'll keep y'all posted on future episodes.
Yeah, that'll have to be a segment in its own. Baxter's Seltzer of the Week.
Ooh, that I can do. I'll try a new one each week.
I think we should do it like if we get Mav and Baxter, they should try the same one. We get like the expert's opinion. If we have
yeah, for sure.
We'll get Ethan as the tiebreaker.
Absolutely.
My opinion wouldn't mean much when it comes to this kind of a judging contest. I've got zero taste. Judging regular water, I'm in, but carbonate it, seltzer it, add some liquor to it, I'm out.
Well, Perch, you and Doc are the IPA experts.
We are the IPA experts, but as a segue to that, Perch, you are the banger of the week expert.
Yeah.
Oh,
what a great segue.
Thank you. Like 3 episodes in, I'm a professional.
Starting to get some segments. Starting to get the people have talked and they want some segments.
Want some segments, Perch, and the people want segments and the people want Perch. So, Perch, why don't you give us our first segment, the banger of the week?
All right, Doc. Well, banger of the week comes from the heart. It comes from a good song, a good music, something that gets you through the day, something you can play, maybe gets you through the week, through the day, keeps you going. Nothing classifies a good tune like a banger. And this one, banger of the day, comes from the new Eminem CD last week. Killer.
I have not played that yet.
Oh, it bangs. It bangs. Anyone who can get a CD now, whether it's on their phone or whatever, find a good system to bump that on.
Agreed. Big Eminem fan myself. I like the new stuff.
I mean, I enjoyed I guess side A. Just also I guess like with Grammy nominations flooding in, realizing there's a bunch of albums I missed out on this year, so I was actually catching up on those this past week, and just didn't get to M, but I'm sure it's a banger.
Certainly is. You
can always trust Perch on that. All right, so that was Perch's banger of the week. We might as well move into what we did this past weekend. We'll start off with Zach, because Zach's the only one that had a show.
Yeah, so this weekend, the day after Christmas, I got picked up by Aesop Mitchell, Tyler Sullivan, and Sean Priest. If you guys haven't, go give those guys a follow. We drove all the way down to Alabama. Couldn't tell you the town because I was not paying attention. Sorry. We did a tryout with Victory Championship Wrestling with Johnny Slaughter, Joshua O'Hagan, and Damon Harrison. Very fun time. Some great drills. I was telling the guys before we started, they have this drill called the concussion drill. So what you do is you hit the ropes, and like anyone who knows wrestling, we do arm drag rolls, left arm, right arm. You hit the ropes and you do 5 right arm drags, hit the rope, and you just keep going 5. Then after that, you do 4 rolls, hitting the ropes 5 times. You bump 5 times. Then you get up, you hit the ropes 5 times. Then you bump. Then you find a corner and you do your up and overs, turn around, right arm drag roll. You do that 5 times. Bump, stand up in fighter position, and that's it. And by the time you get to your up and overs, what I've learned from this weekend, when I've seen me, Priest, Tyler, and Aesop, our legs were done. They were I was like, are these the new kick pads messing me up or what? But yeah, dude, like it legit. And they tell us the purpose for the drill is it gets you fatigued. It makes you get out of your head and just wants to see if what's it called? Seeing how you are when you're tired and out of it, your ring position, seeing if you can keep yourself safe. So that was that was nice. And we were told by Josh that not many guys go through, make it all the way through, but all 4 of us did make it through the drill. After that, we talked, we learned a lot of different locks. Joshua Hagen's very technical, very cool. He has a jiu-jitsu background, so he brings that into the wrestling game and shows you different holds and really something that Doc kind of stresses at camps, the realism in the grappling and the chain wrestling, and just learning new little locks and little tidbits, especially as a tag wrestler, instead of how you can have your hold and switch your hand so you can have your hand ready for a tag with headlocks and stuff in that nature, arm locks, just so you don't have to do that stupid, I have this guy by one arm or tag, or you have your partner tag by the back, literally you can still do a tag on the hand. Just different things to switch it up and look a little different, a little bit more unique. After that, they made us they wanted us in gear the entire time. We did a match, Sean and Tyler versus me and Aesop. Went very well. They showed us the facility. They have actually a training. If you walk into the doors and you turn left and walk around the corner, they have 2 full-size locker rooms. And then if you keep going straight, that's their training facility. They have a ring there, weights, crash pads, so you can practice dives and stuff in that nature. But if you go back out to the entranceway and keep going around, you'll find the actual venue. It's attached to a mall. They have a ring. They're building their bleachers. They have the lights all set up, a cool entranceway where they're painting their logo, where they're going to be doing TV tapings with Fight TV and stuff in that nature. They had us all cut promos, and then we took promo pics, talked about they're gonna get with us on dates starting January or January, February timeframe when they really get up and going. They're still under construction. We talked about prices, and they told us like with us, they wouldn't mind us bringing any other people in. But like, yeah, if you guys haven't checked them out, check out Victory Championship Wrestling. That's out in Alabama. The promoter is Johnny Slaughter. The head trainers of the academy, if you're in the Alabama area, are Damon Harrison, or Damon Taz is his wrestling name, and Joshua O'Hagan. Joshua, you will not find on Facebook. You only find him on Instagram. The rest of the guys you can find on Facebook. But yeah, really good time. Went out to eat with them after. Just overall, like as anyone in the wrestling business knows, when you go somewhere new, it can be nerve-wracking, but these guys treated us like family, treated us really well, like great hospitality. Definitely a place where I'm looking forward to like wrestling there and like getting more of that TV wrestling experience.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So are they a new promotion then?
No, they've been around for a while. Like they have videos. If you look them up on YouTube, Victory Championship Wrestling, they're just getting a new established new like permanent facility, so I don't have to keep breaking down the ring and stuff in that area. And I think they told us they got like new deals. Like they're also gonna be on Roku TV, like Roku Fight, and a few other TV channels. So like a lot of opportunity, a lot of exposure there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
You said you four were the only ones that were there?
Yeah, we're the only four guys. We're the only four guys who showed up. Which, they told us like, they get about 600 or 700 messages on Facebook a week, and they said like the guys who show up are like the ones who, they didn't have their phones out. They gave us their undivided attention. Like they just sat there and like they were there. They asked us questions. We asked them. It was a good knowledge. Good. I would say a good weekend. Really good weekend. Really kind of had me find what I want to do in wrestling.
Good. And I think me, you, and Perch can attest, when you do these tryout shows, it's always good to know they're actually paying attention and willing to work with you and give you that one-on-one attention, because I know we've been to shows where they have not done that, and that's always disappointing.
Yeah. I think Gunner would enjoy it. There's like they have cool like things that like a guy Gunner size bigger guys, like they were showing Sean like big man work, like to still like keep like to stand out. So like that was something cool. With CJ Cole, like with me and Doc as well, like the amateur.
I didn't know CJ went.
No, CJ didn't go. I'm just saying like stuff that like I think like Joshua Hagan would be a guy like us with that amateur background. And I know you're incorporating it. I want to start reincorporating my amateur background because I've done 8 years and like I feel like I don't shine on that. But CJ having his amateur background, those are stuff that like I think like with watching Joshua Hagan and the way he works is like stuff that you guys would enjoy with the realism of like bringing that MMA amateur wrestling background.
Yeah.
But even stuff like they had stuff for everything. Like Aesop, like in our match, they enjoyed like the comedy stuff, and they showed him other things he could do that would like comedy, but like not too over the top and stuff. Just like really big eye openers, like different styles, but like even like the headlocks, like different little hands, like how they do it. Just small things that like can help you stand out.
That's what's up. All right, so that was Zach's weekend. My weekend was I was one of us four who had the weekend off. I just watched a bunch of wrestling. I know we skipped the segment what we were watching, but we'll get to that after that. But I just watched a bunch of wrestling, worked out a bit, rest the body, stretch, get ready for this January 9th show where me and you can kick Roadhouse and Max in the head a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a definite.
Yeah. So that was my weekend. Anybody else like to speak next on what they did?
I can go, I suppose. I also had off this weekend and didn't really do a whole lot, just rested the body because I poorly need it. Yeah. And went to the gym a lot, but focused more on
out at every show, Gunner.
Why not?
Because we don't work every show together.
Yeah, I guess. But the times that you do, like, I feel like my performance is like doubled. I feel way better afterwards. But yeah, this weekend just put an emphasis on stretching and doing lighter lifts and really focusing on just trying to feel good, I guess. So yeah, that's my weekend.
Perch your backs.
Yeah, we were getting the mind and getting the body right this weekend. No shows at the end of the year here as it's winding down. Took some time to reflect on where we were at last year at this time, and December was a wild month. And looking back today of last year, was the AAW show on Bourbon Street, which was the first time I had made a show on Bourbon Street, and it was a wild time. Some great pictures and everything from that show, and wild memories. So a good time to reflect and take it in this weekend, and set new goals and new plans to go at it strong next year. So getting the mind and the body right, and ready to come back strong. Starting the end of the year here into 2021.
Yep. It's about that time, and we'll get to our what we hope for 2021 later in the show, and we'll probably do a 2020 reflect next week because I don't think any of us have any shows this coming week, so gotta fill the space.
Speaking of filling space, can I jump in?
Go ahead, brother. You're the star. You're the star tonight.
Oh, come on. I feel like, never mind. So I know it wasn't this last weekend, and of course I listened to the show because I'm a really loyal listener, as you know. I would just want to mention that I missed ICW, which is one of our favorite promotions. It's one of our hometown shows. It sounds like it was a banger, even though Mav also had to miss. But man, great loyal crowd. I always love ICW shows, so it sucked to miss that. But to spin off of what y'all said, getting the mind right, staying healthy, getting the body right. Just been doing that quite a bit, and yeah, it's been good.
Awesome.
Can I add something just because it happened this weekend? And I think all of us, some way or another, have respected this person and enjoyed his work. Could we all maybe go one by one, maybe your favorite Luke Harper, Brody Lee wrestling moment? Just because me read the tweets. For those who don't know, passed away lung infection, non-COVID related. But I mean, a guy who his looks stand out alone, and a man who you could tell by the wrestling industry was super respected. Would you all go down the line on that?
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to go first? This is your segment.
I mean, when I watched the Wyatt's debut, I was always intrigued by Luke Harper. Just Bray Wyatt was a talker, but he his eyes, Harper, his eyes spoke a lot of stories. And I think my favorite segment with Luke Harper was finally just seeing the reveal and actually hearing the voice and actually hearing how good of a promo guy he is, because how great he was in the ring. And when he came out as the Exalted One, it was oh, this is fucking awesome. But yeah, and then his discus lariat was always one of the best.
Nice. Yeah. For me, it was actually kind of similar to yours, in the talking sense, because I had fallen off of wrestling. I always go in and out, or had always gone in and out of wrestling. When I had got back into it this last time, they were deep in the Shield versus Wyatt family feud. And at the time, Bray was the main talker for the Wyatt family. So what it was for me, it was the first time I got to hear him talk. Was probably a year after that, and it just really oh man, this guy is not just a hired dude. He can probably be a star on his own if he got the shot. So I'd say that was probably my favorite Harper moment. And yeah, In ring, definitely one of the best lariats. I think he had an underrated super kick as well. He was always fun to watch. I think the Bludgeon Brothers had a good look and could have been more.
Great gear. That look is awesome.
Yeah. I always enjoyed Harper once I discovered him.
Yeah, I was a big fan too. I would watch with Pops, kind of those mid 2000, 13, 14, 15 range. And we like the Wyatt brothers just because, they were the hillbillies. It's been hillbillies since the beginning of wrestling. It's just an old school character. And he nailed it. He stood out above the other two at the time. And then Braun Strowman came in. But whenever we'd see, Harper, we realized he was the athletic one. So he would be the one to do the drop kicks or drop the big moves. So anytime he was on TV, you'd be like, oh, he's he's on. The hillbilly's on with the white beater and the white tank top. And as soon as he went to All Elite, I was a big fan too, because we got to watch him on Wednesday nights. And that match he had against Cody was was great, and a great storyline to go out on too. So I was a big fan for just watching a worker and knowing a guy who put in the time working the independent scene and working his way up the ladder of professional wrestling before he got a chance. So, a guy like that paving the way. He was a guy who I look up to for inspiration for sure. Good documentary on him too. I think it was on the WWE Network. I watched a while back, and you get to kind of see him in a good light. So yeah, it was awesome. Recommend it for anybody. And yeah, that's a really sad one. Really sad.
And yeah, I didn't mention when I spoke, but when I was getting back into wrestling this last time and started discovering guys on the independents, his was a lot of his matches were ones that came up that really helped me get into indie wrestling.
Mm-hmm. His independent wrestling alone is a full catalog. I want to really get into that and look into it. I've seen some Evolve and Dragon Gate, a few matches here and there that he was in. So yeah, very intriguing. I want to look into his independent wrestling and kind of follow it and get some more inspiration and learn from it, because yeah, what a character and what a size, and he had such control of his size.
I guess on top of the independent thing, like Val was telling me, like she did spots with him on Dragon Gate, and she talked about him as like him in the locker room, how he was, and like she said, always came in super humble, very respected by everyone, and was just that guy who showed up, handled his stuff as a professional, knocked it out of the park, and then at the end of the day, he would leave and go back because he's a big family guy. He wasn't the guy who went to the he would hang out, but like he wasn't the afterbar guy. He was the guy who's like hung out, was really respected, but wanted to go home and see his family. So just hearing that type of things like makes you get a lot more respect for a man like that who just with that size and presence.
Definitely, and yeah, those Dragon Gate years for everybody involved were really good. Those are just good matches if you ever get a chance to watch those. But he was the man, for sure.
Yeah, I guess this is what I get for going last. But piggyback on what y'all said, I kind of got back into wrestling again, and I saw Luke Harper. Not to shit on my own hometown, but he looked like this hillbilly, like Perch said, from my hometown. He had the crazy beard, the dirty tank top, wife beater, and like these dirty jeans. And I'm like, this dude is really like this. He's crazy. His eyes, he's got like crud in his beard. It was wild. And then I also love the Bludgeon Brothers run. I thought that was so cool. And then lastly, yeah, by the time he got to AEW, he was instantly, a big hit and just a respected, established wrestler. And I thought that was so cool. That sucks, man. Rest in peace. That really sucks.
So rest in peace, Luke Harper, Brody Lee, John Huber.
Yep.
I didn't go quite yet. Bax, you're not the last one.
We always skip out on Gunner. We always skip out on
Damn
Gunner.
it. I'd probably say my favorite moment involving him was the Wyatt family versus the Shield thing. I forgot what pay-per-view that match was, but I was a big fan of both factions at the time, and I remember it being a really great match. And he seems like I've been watching a lot of his matches lately, which I'll talk about more when we get to that part of the show. But him being like a bigger guy and me and him being of kind of like similar size and build, it's kind of cool to go and like watch his matches and see like how agile he is for his size. And not just that, like you guys mentioned, the facial expressions and everything else. He's just like a really great worker overall. So it's someone that I'm studying right now and trying to model my in-ring abilities after a little bit. And then beyond that, reading all the stories that like everyone has posted about him, he's a great wrestler, but seemed like even a better person outside of the ring. So I think he's a really big inspiration for me and something that someone that I like look up to and try to model myself after, both in and out of the ring.
Good. Yeah. I guess another great segue, since that's who you model yourself after, and we skipped this segment earlier. What have we been watching this week? I'm pretty sure this upcoming week with AEW doing a tribute to him, and like Gunnar said, we'll probably all be watching a lot of Luke Harper, Brody Lee, in the coming week. But what have you been watching lately? Since Bax has been gone the longest, I'd be interested to hear what he's been watching in his downtime.
My answer is really not that good.
Probably
But,
not. Okay. They're going to be good.
Pressure's on.
I've been super busy lately, but I know you guys talked about it last week. I did tune into TLC.
We haven't heard your opinions on it, so we can hear them now.
Yeah. I love, as most people know, I love tag team matches and good tag teams. So I really, despite the result, I enjoyed the New Day versus the Hurt Business match. I thought the New Day shine was really fun and like it flowed super well. So that was cool. And I have Raw on mute in front of me. I did enjoy the Charlotte return. I think she's good for wrestling, and I really enjoy her work, and she's a good link to this storyline. Since y'all seen me, I always be watching good tag teams that I love, like the Briscoes, like those matches, like Briscoes versus GOD, like those are the hardest hitting, craziest matches that I just love. Hardy Boys, of course, like I found this old ass TLC DVD with the Hardys, and Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys, and I watched it, and I was like half drunk, and I was like, I'm watching this right now. And it was a little marky, but it was just as glorious as I had hoped. So, that's pretty much it. Anytime I stumble across it, I watch anything, Shawn Michaels, early sexy boy Shawn Michaels for character work. That's kind of what I'm going for, but I fuck it up most of the time. So, long story short.
You have a female, so you got it right at least once.
At least and at max.
All right.
So that's probably all I got.
Okay. Sounds good. TLC, we talked about it last week. What was your opinion on the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt finish?
It kind of made me chuckle. It was cool. The only part I didn't love was that Randy Orton seemed a little concerned that what he did was like too far. Mm-hmm. And I get what they're going for, but I kind of like straight asshole Randy who doesn't give a shit about what he did. But other than that, I thought it was kind of a fun ending.
Okay.
I didn't think they were gonna do that, so it kind of had me surprised, but it was good.
All right. Anybody want to go next with what they were watching this week? What they've been studying?
The AEW last Wednesday came on after opening night of NBA. It was pretty cool. So they pushed it back a little bit, but had off Thursday, Friday, so was able to stay up late. And in the opening match, AEW, Airwolf and Angel taking on Jericho and MJF last Wednesday, and it was cool. It was awesome. They started out the show right away. So, seeing people who are watching the basketball game who watched Giannis miss that final free throw to lose the game.
Oh my god!
Right in there.
And y'all lost to the Knicks. What's up?
We don't have to bring that up.
That was great. But no, it was a great episode, and just to see opportunities earned. So it's awesome. They killed it. Had a great match, and it kind of furthered the storyline. And one of the longest storylines that's going in wrestling right now on TV is the MJF and Jericho. So for Airwolf and Angel to go in there and play a pivotal role in that is awesome. Always in the history books, which is pretty cool. Been watching some MLW as well, getting back into the swing of things. The Opera Cup was pretty sweet, following Tom Lawler, Filthy Tom, and he squared off against ACH, and just great as far as wrestling goes. A couple of modern day just grapplers and going at it, and then it set up for the finals, being Tom Lawler against Low Key. And that was a banger of a match, and an awesome finish. I don't want to ruin it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but check it out. MLW, it's awesome. And Impact Wrestling has been killing it too, with just shaking it up a little bit. Kenny Omega cutting heel promos over there and getting more eyes on the product. It's a great crew, great people. Good wrestling right now. I couldn't be happier. And Mondays and Fridays are still killing it, and it's good for the whole industry.
Going back to what you said about Impact, I love the Tony Khan, Tony Schiavone paid advertisement where they are just assholes. They are just
oh my god, yeah.
it's great. Like,
the most low budge infomercial 1980s.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I haven't watched NWA Power, but God, and I don't even remember what their last show was called. But with these studio taping, these studio wrestling shows where they have like these type of commercials where they understand. Like, I mean, it's super like only if you're a fan of this era. Is like not even like this era of wrestling, but like era of game shows and just television in general. Like, it's perfect for you, and like that's what I love about those little commercials.
Oh, I agree. It's great. It adds another little layer to the storyline as much as you want to look into, and it also just gets me to die laughing every time I see it.
It's so good. It's something that differentiates yourself from like WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I like. I like what I like about New Japan is that they have like the post-fight interviews. That's something that differentiates them from WWE. They don't have just stand in the ring 20-minute promo. It's we'll get your thoughts after the match, or what's your thoughts on the upcoming match because of tonight, or these little shitty commercials that Shivani and Khan put on. Just this little things like that differentiate yourself always bring me a little smile.
I agree. It's different and it's banging. I love it.
And to interject what you said earlier, man, shout out to Top Flight. They are so fun to watch, and they're obviously in sync, and just hats off to them, man. They're doing it. Airwolf beat me up one time, and it was just so glorious. In a match, not in the alley or anything.
Airwolf stuck you up for your Bud Light seltzers.
Yeah. He made me move and shit. I had lost my breath in like minute 2. But yeah, shout out to them. They're killing it.
By the way, minute 1 was the entrance, so.
You're right. Well, when you're in a full suit and tuxedo, you get pretty tired walking anywhere.
Legends never die, Bax. Legends never
That
die.
was many moons ago. Many moons ago.
Even though I try to kill them, man.
You know, had we known where your character would have gone, you dying at the first Rise to Honor would have been perfect.
Yeah, like actually, yeah, for sure.
Like, just literally, we should have killed you off there had we known where it was going to go.
Agreed. Or at least have like, you know, a big turn from the Brown family on me at that time due to my subpar performance or something. Yeah, like, or traumatic head injury or something.
I always thought the storyline was that Chucky betrayed you and like you should have built something with that.
I think it was supposed to be that. That never happened where I feuded with that family.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shot on your face.
Matt Boone loves that one.
Yeah, that. I mean, I'd say your turn and my turn, my first turn, were definitely drop balls.
Oh, hold on. What about my turn?
Your first one?
Yeah, I just walked out. There was
Oh
nothing.
yeah, that was a drop ball too.
I mean, I just like I feel like it could have been like a whole different thing. Like I could have ran in and like blasted them from behind, and then we start the tag match. But
Wait,
I mean,
didn't you blast Puma from behind one time really hard?
yeah,
His neck looked really broken or something.
still one of my favorite videos.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that was
Agreed on the drop balls.
That was a good crowd reaction, just the hype, and then
yeah. Agreed on the drop balls. We should have thought those out a little better.
I don't know. I think our most recent turns have been a lot better.
Agreed.
All right, Gunnar, you want to talk about what you've been watching or me, so we don't forget you?
I'll go now so you don't forget me. Let's see. I did see the latest AEW. Watched it with some of my family. I thought overall it was a good show. I liked Sting's promo. It's pretty tight. Like I mentioned before, the last couple days I've been watching a lot of Luke Harper / Brody Lee matches. It's kind of cool watching them now. So I was like a big fan of his when I was a fan of wrestling. And like I always liked him a lot, but now going back and watching, and I've seen like the majority of his matches.
Are you not
in
a fan of
WWE.
wrestling now?
No, huge fan. But what I was getting at is that now, I'm like can watch those matches through a wrestler's perspective and try to understand like what he did and why I was a fan of him when I didn't know like wrestling as I do now. And it's kind of cool going back to like through that lens and trying to like study and find out like what he's doing and why he's doing it and watching it that way as opposed to just like sitting back and being entertained. And then right before I came on, actually, I watched a match of him against I did see that too. It was a pre-show match for like TLC or something. But I saw a match between him and Claudio, aka Cesaro, for some indie promotion I can't think of the name of right now, but it was a cage match and it was like 15 or 20 minutes long. Really solid, great match. It was awesome. And yeah, it's cool just to go back and try to study up and learn on someone that I'm trying to mold some of my work after.
You know what? You actually bring up a good point. So before I talk about what I've been watching, let's go ahead and do this. Who's a wrestler that since you've gotten into the business has really made you like reevaluate them?
All of them.
Yeah, all besides all of them, but like the most, I guess I should say. I'll go first. Um, I'm gonna go with Dean Malenko.
You stole mine.
I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of Dean Malenko like the past 2 years, um, and not so I've always loved the workers. I guess like I like The Rock, I like Stone Cold, but those guys were never my favorite. I always enjoyed like Dean Malenko, your Juventud Guerreros, Shelton Benjamins, more of the mid card guys that probably you always wanted to be the top guy but never were. And as a worker, like watching Dean Malenko, I understand why he was never the top guy.
Which is
Just a serious lack of personality in his matches. Like
yeah.
I enjoy him, but that's because that's what I like. I understand why. I understand why everybody loves The Rock. I understand why everybody loves Stone Cold. Like I can understand now looking at it like, oh man, like you're really good in the ring, but you have no personality whatsoever. You're not taking the time to pop the crowd, to really acknowledge the crowd. Like you're just going about your business. And
Yeah. Yeah, in ring and like technical work is great, but just as important is having that character and charisma and something people can get behind that makes the in ring stuff mean something.
yeah. Yeah.
Since being in the business, when you guys watch wrestling, is it like ruined or like different than before when you weren't in the business?
Totally.
I think it's
100%.
definitely different and like a double-edged sword in that it's
Yeah.
hard for me to not analyze every match I watch.
Mhm.
Yep.
But then again, the matches that I enjoy, I really enjoy now, I think, more so than when I wasn't in the business.
Same. Yeah, watching matches now, I go into it like choosing like how I want to watch it. I'm like, okay, either I'm a fan of this, I'm just gonna sit back and be entertained and not try to think too much and just enjoy what it is, or I'm gonna do the whole wrestling brain activate thing and try to analyze and like study everything. And I gotta really make a decision before I go in and watch which one I'm gonna do. Because I almost like have
It
to make
doesn't-
an effort
yeah,
to
you definitely
enjoy
can't
it.
do both. You can't do both.
No, not at all.
That's
So yeah,
No,
way different.
I agree on that. It's way different, but no, I'm able to find enough to keep me as a fan, and I love watching as a fan, and I'll see, as I watch it, it's something I really want to watch. I'll get into a stretch of finding it, and then I'll rewind over and over and over and
Yep.
replay
Yep.
over and over and over. So I found what, the way I watch it, what changed is how many times I'll watch the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
whether it's a few minutes of a match or, maybe the first 5 minutes of a match and how they do it, or the last, 3 minutes of a match and how they cut that into a promo, as well as promos. I'm listening to the reasoning to why they're doing what they're doing and in the words they're saying a little bit more. So I think it is tough and easy to get lost in, watching it and not trying to mess yourself up. But I love watching it as a fan still, and I'm able to put that hat on, and I couldn't be more thankful to still
I
still have
definitely agree that
shred.
I hit the rewind button a lot more now than I ever have when it comes to wrestling, whether it is watching it as a fan or as a wrestler. Because even if
Mhm.
I watch it as a fan, at some point the wrestler in me is going to come out and be like, "Wait, what happened right there? Let me run that back and look at that deeper."
Yeah, it's like a library. This is our school, and we learn from our history and our past, and we find out how to go into the future. So finding matches and going back and being able to rewind and fast forward and just having everything at our fingertips is phenomenal.
And it's funny, we all have that in us because we were trained that way. For those of us tuning in who aren't familiar, everyone on this podcast is trained by the Beer City Bruisers. So, he told us to study film that way. Watch it as a fan, watch it on mute, and then watch it as a worker.
Which I still do the at least 3 runs of any match I'm like purposely analyzing.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. For sure.
And especially the one on mute too. Yep.
Yeah, definitely do.
That's tough.
That was always bad. That one's always bad.
I enjoy it. I love it.
Yeah,
I find
it's a great
I'll
way
go
to learn.
mute more times than not, or music in the background just to watch and not pay attention to the story they're trying to drive.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I've started doing is really focusing on the crowd when I rewind it back. So I'll focus on a section of the crowd, see how they react to something, rewind it back, focus on another section of the crowd, see how they react to it, which is definitely time consuming, and definitely just makes me hate myself more. About
Oh, that's a lifestyle choice.
I guess like to jump on top of what you guys said, like watching it, like, and like now that we're in it, like I truly enjoy the oh shit moments because like,
yeah,
when you were a fan, like like they weren't so obvious to you now as a worker. Like sometimes we can like being in, we kind of can tell where it's gonna go, but when you have those oh shit moments, like those are like those are bigger because it's like, oh, like they even work, like they worked us a little bit. Like let's be honest, Moxley when he like left WWE and like had his promo pop out right when he left, his whole like page changed, and like that simple just walking past the wall with the dice on it, and the dice had the exact like numbers date for AEW Double or Nothing. You're like, so you're like, oh shit, is he going? Is he going? Like, and he pops out, just like literally lays Omega out, and you're like, this is fucking awesome. Like those moments are like a lot more special now than they probably would have been as like before being in the wrestling business.
Yep.
Okay, so that was a long tangent to get back to what I've been watching.
Who we watch or who we idolize?
It was supposed to be what we're watching. Right now, I'm on the final night of the World Tag League Best of the Super Juniors. I've got it on in the background. I did watch the Top Flight Jericho MJF match. That was the only one I caught from AEW. And really just listening to all of y'all and realizing how much I missed just really makes me happy for how strong wrestling is right now.
Yeah.
Do you guys think so? The current state of wrestling as it is right now is pretty fire. From here on out, do you guys think it'll continue to kind of like grow and get bigger, or stay the same, or maybe diminish a little bit? Like just with the number of promotions and the number of like top level talent and fan interest and all that.
Well, I know Bruiser's talked about this before when it says it always goes into a flow. And right now we've come into it where it's really like, it's definitely it should be reaching its peak. It should be reaching its peak. What I do think though is, though the pandemic has kind of hurt us in one sense of wrestling, not having crowds like we used to and doing a lot of studio shows, and as workers not being able to just show up at shows and help out. I do think one day when this all ends and we're fully open, live shows are definitely going to see a rise, and there'll definitely be that at least honeymoon era of excitement. So I think at least up until then, we'll probably be pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting once that finally happens, having all the fans back in full force.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, so once that happens and people get to go out without worry, I think we'll see a big surge then, and then maybe we'll start coming down. But nothing lasts forever. We'll ride this as long as we can.
I agree with you, by the way. Once shows can be full capacity, I mean, wrestling fans are already going to whatever shows are going. So once there's either a vaccine or whatever the hell we've got going on, I think shows are going to be sold out, packed, just ready to go.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing, like without if you look at any industry that has live shows, fans are clamoring for any type of content they can get, which is and artists are clamoring for any type of content they can put out. I mean, you look at us doing this podcast now. The other night, I watched a concert with my girl for Straight No Chaser. That was pretty good. So, I mean, people are doing virtual
Plug.
concerts. So it's just people are clamoring to get any type of social interaction that they can. It's only going to continue to reach a fever pitch. And then once we can fully, those are going to be some sweet months.
Yeah, it's the passion that's not going anywhere. Whether the restrictions are on us and you can't have a crowd, or whatever is being dictated, the thing that doesn't change is the passion. So the fans have it, as well as the workers and everyone around it, the people who put on the shows and who film it and photograph, take photos. Everybody's got the passion. So pro wrestling is going to continue to survive, as it always has. And right now we're riding a peak, and well, there's happened to be a valley this year too with COVID. But thinking long term and always keeping sight down the road, um, continuing to have that passion will go a long ways, and it goes for all the fans and the workers alike. So that's where we're connected more so than ever with fans and people inside the ring, because we're all in it together and we all want to perform and have a good time and spend our Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights and have fun. So I think it'll come back as it always does. But thinking long term, I think we'll be in good shape, especially getting in at the time we did.
Definitely. And I think that's another good segue to talk about 2021, and what we hope to achieve in 2021. Anybody want to step up first and talk about what their goals are for 2021?
I will, so you don't forget me.
All right, go ahead.
Who's that?
I'm offended.
Satchel.
So I don't know if I have any super specific goals for 2021. Aside from, for me, setting goals are like, I do more like daily goals and weekly goals rather than like yearly or long term. But I think just continuing to be a better wrestler every day is definitely one of those goals. Learn as much as I can. Let's see here. I want to travel out to more places, which is something that's been hard to do in 2020. And it sucks because it's kind of like my first like year or so wrestling, and I want to travel and experience and do as much as I can. And the whole pandemic's put a real damper on that. So I want to travel out, get around more, just be as good of a wrestler as I can and get a little better every day. And see where that takes me.
All right. Nice simple goals. Yeah, it's always because it always feels like you started sooner than you did. So it's always weird when you're like, yeah, I'm only in my first year and I didn't get to do this. Or
Yeah, time has sure like flown by super fast since I started wrestling. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, just I'm excited for when the pandemic is over and stuff starts coming back and can really get in the grind mode and see what I can do.
Nice. Bax, do you want to talk about your 2021 goals?
Yeah. I just want to comment on Gunner. I know he's super humble, but since he debuted, he's grown a lot, and especially character-wise and confidence-wise.
He doesn't
You
have
know, you're
stupid
real.
arms anymore.
Yeah, his arms are actually posable now. It's not like a 1980s action figure.
That definitely was a confidence thing for me. The arms, just like everything. Being able to do matches in front of a live crowd and knowing that I don't suck as much as I think I do is really something that's helped boosted every aspect of me for wrestling. So yeah, thank you, Bax.
Yeah.
Too nice.
Well done. And I mean, spoiler alert: we all suck. So.
Oh yeah, definitely not saying I'm good or anything.
Yeah.
For where I'm at, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
We're all pretty much the shits.
Well, except Perch, maybe he's on TV like every third day. So
We're all the shits.
Yeah. My goals are pretty simple, to be honest. Get back in the ring. I know 2020 has not been great for me, and I want to get back to training at the Thumper's Den with Frankie DeFalco and all the boys and gals. You know, there's something about just being part of that squad and seeing y'all a couple of days a week that is irreplaceable. We've also got Baby Belafonte due in February. So yeah.
Whoa.
So that yeah, well, y'all knew that. Come on.
Like, I didn't know if you wanted to put that out there,
Cool.
so I wasn't going to say anything. But yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. But definitely, even with that, you know, in the pandemic, I've been trying to increase my knowledge, but also my goals are to increase my move set to, you know, branch out, especially with like signature moves, because as much as I loved rocking a Michinoku driver on you, Doc, I can probably only do that on 2 other human beings in this world. So, because of my
like,
naturally small stature.
I was like, I'm gonna put that in my. I'll save it for my 2021 goals. Never mind. Go ahead. Continue.
That's pretty much it. Basically, getting back out there at least semi-regularly. It probably won't be every weekend with the family, the job, and the baby, but you're just getting back out there, and man, just the reaction of the crowd, whether it's positive or negative, that's a drug that you cannot replace, and I want to get back to that. Also, speaking of substances, just drinking in front of them is fantastic.
Definitely. Cheers, brother. Can't disagree with that.
Cheers, y'all. That's it for me.
Zach or Perch, want to talk about your goals for 2021?
Yeah, the 2021 coming up. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fresh start. This is going to mark my 3rd year inside the business, 3rd full year inside the business, right in January. So it's always a good time to reflect and look back on goals that were set, and some short-term, medium, and long-term goals, and there's still a lot out there. So looking forward to it. You know, this year we had a lot of plans, and in 2020 had a lot of, you know, pieces set up that we wanted to take full advantage of, and we used a lot of good momentum with, you know, training and working ourselves up, and, you know, building our minds as well as our bodies to a good point to take advantage of opportunities, and a lot of them got, you know, not necessarily derailed, but postponed and changed up a little bit. But looking back at watching the some of the the John Moxley, Chris Dickinson Bloodsport match, that night in Indianapolis for the Collective, that was the epicenter of pro wrestling, and for that time, that weekend, that was the place to be in pro wrestling, and it changed. It was supposed to be around WrestleMania weekend, but it changed up, and it came to the Midwest, and it was awesome. So goals going forward this year, I want to take more advantage of trying to be in the epicenter of professional wrestling, and if there's a big place where it's buzzing, I want to take advantage and see if I can be in, somehow. So continuing to train as much as possible, weekly, and training the body daily, but setting goals to be in the right places, come next year and for the future, as well as seminars. Dude, how many seminars did we miss out on this year? Like, straight up, how many seminars did we miss out on? We were talking about it earlier. It's always a trip, it's the time you invest in it to try and get something out. Some people go and they invest their time and money, whatever, and they don't get anything out of it. We were taught how to try and maximize every opportunity, and learn as much as we can, and make the most of our time, because we're there, we're representing ourselves and where we come from. So thinking about the ones that we missed out on last year, kind of stinks, but we still got some good ones throughout the year, and going forward, want to hit some seminars and see what's all popping.
It definitely we had. That's the one thing, like I am lazy and don't erase things out of my calendar, so I still have all those dates that we had for this year.
Same here. Every weekend, time goes off that oh yep, that one's gone.
That's not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's always a little sad. There's definitely been a lot less seminars I've seen around this year, which also makes it hard, because now I'm not saying that we're veterans, but I think we definitely know what we look for in a seminar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that there aren't good ones out there, but we just know that that's not what I need. So
we got to find the ones that work best for us, and when everything's going smooth, there's always somewhere to go. Maybe one a month somewhere.
You can always find something
where you can kind of pick and choose.
But it's just harder to come by.
Yep, most certainly.
Not to interrupt, but y'all mentioned seminars, and we were all at the Adam Pearce seminar. If you haven't watched Raw, or you're not going to, I don't know what's going on. I have it on mute. Adam Pearce just handed The Miz back the Money in the Bank suitcase. What is that about?
I don't know. Adam Pearce has been all over Raw and SmackDown. He's
been getting some good FaceTime.
All over, 2 days a week, every week, all over.
Like
it's the coolest
thing.
For him.
Liaison.
Yeah.
He's the modern day Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. God, was that the last seminar we did?
There was that Jimmy Hart one.
Jimmy Hart.
Oh, yep, Jimmy Hart. Yeah, we did.
Jimmy Hart's awesome.
But yeah, those were the only two I've ever done so far. Was Pearce and
Jimmy Hart is awesome.
Yeah, Jimmy was great.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Actually, not mad at my match with Fletch and Jake and Storm.
That's right. You saved it.
That was solid. Hey, that was my first time working with Jake. I figured out how to work with Jake, and Fletch was there to take the pin. Which is what I needed in that match. Just, can you be there to take the pin?
And you flipped over and bridged, and it was beautiful.
Like, as long as you're there to take this pin, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zach, you want to talk about your goals for 2021 or you want me to go first?
Oh, you can go first.
All right. So yeah, looking back on 2020, it definitely was a rough year, but I'd be a liar if I said the year was bad for me. It's been a pretty good year. Going in like half second, half third year, and into my third year now. It was actually pretty good. Debuted at a lot of places. Um, got made a lot of new fans, couple titles here and there. Guess my goals for 2021 would be to just keep going on that path. I want to do like at least 3 new states. I'd like to do 6 new promotions. I haven't gone out of the country yet. I'd like to add a new country underneath the belt. So I guess my goals are pretty definitive. I just got to keep working at them. Definitely a big goal is for Country Air to expand. Hopefully, all 3 states and 6 new promotions are all Country Air promotions.
I'm pretty sure the spinneroonie is illegal in Mexico. Just a heads up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. You know, I had dreams of main eventing Triple Mania, but if I can't do a spinneroonie, which is 95% of my character, I'm pretty screwed. So,
And I still can't do one.
it's like, hey, that's why you're luxurious. All right.
2021, I'm gonna learn how to do a spinneroonie.
Okay.
My goals for 2021.
Oh, and that actually reminded me. This is what I said. I'm going to move it to my goals for 2021. I want all of you guys to be more confident. I know we use me as a dummy for a lot of the things you guys try out. And as the person who takes them, I know you're strong enough to give it to other people. Now, do those.
Why do I feel like you're targeting me?
Yeah, I'm not targeting anybody specifically. There are people not on this podcast that I'm talking to as well, if that makes you feel better.
It does a little bit.
All right. I am the dummy for a lot of people's moves. Okay. And as a person who takes it, and as my shoe profession as a personal trainer, I know how strong you guys are. You can do a lot of these things. Is the person you're working with not great and sandbagging you? Probably. Probably. But just recognize that and call them out on it. Hey, make sure you don't sandbag me on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my other goal for 2021. I want us all to be, I mean, really all of us, because I'm not confident as fuck either. But we should all be more confident in ourselves. I know we should shit on ourselves a lot and think we're terrible at wrestling, because we mostly are, but we're okay.
We're actually half okay, most of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally, we're okay. All right, so back to your 2021 goals, Zach.
2021 goals. Really want to get the body right. I feel like it's just not there, not where I want to be. Get the body right. Continue to try to stay a sponge and like really learn. I mean, we're all less than 3 years or less in. Like none of us know everything, and like this weekend alone.
Just sorry.
This weekend alone, kind of got an eye opener of like new styles. I guess really like hone my craft. Doc, when I first started, always told me, he's like, why don't you use your amateur wrestling background? And I got away from that. And I think like just really figuring out like what fits.
Granted, I told you, why don't you use your amateur wrestling background, while I have an amateur wrestling background and refuse to use it. But
yeah,
that's
like,
true.
I really want to like hone my craft. I mean, I'm pretty sure Doc's on the same page. Majority of our bookings, if not at least 95% of them, are Country Air bookings next year. I would like to expand on that more. I do want to go to another country. I've wrestled in Canada, but as much as the Spinneroonie is banned in Mexico, that'd be cool to go down there and try out there, or even go overseas to like Japan or something. I know that's far fetched, but that's probably going to be something that comes in time. But really want to do wrestle in new countries. With the Alabama thing coming, I want, just besides Alabama, finding other promotions along the way to make the 12-hour drive to Alabama worth it, where we could stop and wrestle other places and keep going. Really expand to different states and wrestle different guys and learn new styles. None of that. I guess confidence, like Doc said, like I don't think I have, and everyone could probably say it. I don't think I have full confidence of who Zach Hendricks fully is yet. I really want that, because like when you go to these shows like the Collective, you can tell like the guys who walk in the ring, like Trey Lamar, Blake Christensen, all that. These guys know who they are and what they want to represent, like how accurate, how crisp they are in the ring, and like I want to get to that level.
Smart goals.
Oh, also maybe like try to figure out how to do some extra work. Like, I mean, Impact, AEW, anything like to help set up, tear down, just show face and like get out there. Eventually, like wait for my name to get pulled out of the hat.
Yeah, ROH doing the choose your honor thing. Hopefully that helps.
Y'all been getting a lot of love on that group.
Yeah, much love to the fans who keep recommending Country Air for the Choose Your Honor, because I had no idea what that thing was about till they kept popping us up.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, or you can call me a mark for myself, but I screenshot it just because like not to be a mark for myself, just kind of like hearing like what I've read like from the fans, like suggesting us. It's more of a confidence booster, like, hey, like
yeah, definitely.
Not trying to be the mark for myself, more of just trying like, wow, like people are suggesting us. Obviously, this tag that we're doing has an effect.
No, I think it's definitely good to celebrate those moments that you don't realize how over you are, I guess, is what I'm looking for. Because, like I said, we're all pretty hard on ourselves. We all expect more. Because even like when I get a follow from somebody, or some other podcast hits me up for an interview, my first reaction is always, how the fuck did you find me?
Oh, also another 2021 goal, because I just seen it on Facebook, and I think I'm the only guy right now of the 5 of us who hasn't had one. I'd like me and Mav to maybe become like the wrestler of the week for Wisconsin indie scene. Like Gunner was the final.
Oh.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, I mean, you should be pretty proud to be in a podcast with 4 of the greatest Wisconsin indie wrestlers.
Yeah, I was gonna mention.
If you're ever making a detour up to Wisconsin, chances are we'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that post, and I was looking through. I'm like, damn. I was like literally looking at it right now. I'm like, damn, like I'm the only guy on this podcast right now who doesn't have one. Mav doesn't have one either, though. So
yeah,
you'll get there, kid.
Man, hey, so Baxter, you haven't worked in like 6 months.
Yeah, what's up? What's the question?
that was more just a statement, I guess.
The person who runs that, I saw at my last show was ICW, and he was there and hit me up, and I don't know why he chose my white ass, but he did, and the rest is history. It's pretty luxurious history, if you ask me.
Mine was a pretty goat history itself, so I understand.
It was pretty goaty. But they did Ethan and then me. I don't know why, because Mav is probably the biggest of all 3 of us, and they still haven't done Mav, and Balls works. Oh, sorry, Zach works. I'm sorry, Zach works more promotions than any of us, and they still didn't choose him. So I don't know. It's probably random. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely fly by the edge of their seat type thing, but appreciate, the exposure they give us.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause I was looking through it today to be like, oh, there. I forgot they asked me for my finisher. Wait, what's everybody else's finisher on this?
What do I say? Like, I feel like I'm switching my finisher. I have no name for like. Why don't you have a new finisher? Because
I have names for so many things, and like this was the thing I noticed the other day at last month when I was at Zawa. Like, unless you go up and tell like commentators, none of that matters.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's commentary,
still real to me.
the names don't matter. The names don't matter. Like, I had one of my homies from back home like hit me up like maybe a month ago asking me, hey, is Liquid Sword your finisher after it's been for like a year?
Well, let's be honest. Liquid Sword came out this year, 2020. It hasn't been a year.
Well, we're almost at 2021, so it would have been a year.
It's been half a year. 2021 got yeah.
But
All I know is you get Dre with a liquid sword, that head's coming off.
That's right.
That name can stick.
Yep, you can stick. No
Last
one kicked out yet.
The last one that me and Doc have worked was Portage County. We worked each other, and that liquid sword hit flush. I was like,
Hey,
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I tell everybody where it's coming. You can choose to defend yourself however you want.
oh, speaking of like people like getting knocked out by hits, and we were talking about Brody Lee earlier. On the way back from Bama, I was watching like his highlight clips, and like it reminded me of what Dre was talking about, how he wishes a punch would be a knockout, and guys would like sell it. Like Brody, it was a 6-man tag and clocked this dude. I'm telling you, this guy sold it like he got knocked out, like stiff as his board. As he got pinned, his arms didn't go down. Like it was money, man. It was like wow, like
And that's the thing. Like on some, it's really you just got to be specific on how you tell people to sell it, and like understand how your cells build. Because I mean, Aesop brought it up before. It's like you can't have every shot be a knockout shot. And
True, but every shot should mean something, right?
Every shot should mean something, but every shot can't be a knockout shot. So if you want that,
True.
If you want to have that good punch, you can't throw 20 knockout shots before that.
That was something touched upon on the trial for at Bama. The guy was talking about like how that your one punch in your heat can mean more than like doing 20 kicks in the corner and screaming at the crowd because that dude just took 20 kicks and he's still standing up.
Yeah.
Superman.
Got to be careful with
Do more with less. That's how I look at it.
Well, when you have a body like mine, you can take a lot of strikes. So 20 kicks is no big deal.
I was about to say, can we do, since it's 2021 and we are talking about our goals, we did it in the car ride back. Can we talk about reasonable names you would want to work? Big names or even like guys on the independent scene that you would want to work right now?
Undertaker. Gonna bring him out of retirement. That's my goal.
One last ride.
Yep.
The 30th last ride.
Yeah, we could always talk about that.
How we doing on time? We all right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have like the paid version of this, and we can go as long as we want.
Well, I don't work till 5 p.m. tomorrow, so I'm all right.
Oh, I mean, I don't work at all tomorrow. I'm just
Shit.
Your homie's making me say it may be time.
Well,
Maybe time I say to
Perch, you
take
leave
her
when you
home.
got to. I understand. You have probably the most physically demanding job of us. So
That's my bed right here, and this is where I come for work. So driving to work. Bitch.
Same.
yeah. But yeah, we can talk about guys we want to work. Do you want like a do we want to cap it out? Because I can go on forever about people I want to work.
Let's just do top two. All of us are in tags as well, so let's do top individually 2 guys you would want to work and your tag. Who would your tag want to work? How about
Okay.
God.
that? Max, you're still in the tag, right?
Yeah.
And we have to choose people that we have not worked yet. We want to. Is that the deal?
I would like to say like reasonable. Like if it's a name, yeah, pick a name. But like if there's guys even on the independent circuit that you haven't worked yet, like that you would like to work, just something like realistic, like that could possibly happen in 2021.
Okay. Well, I'll need some time to think. So
Yeah,
someone else
same.
go.
Did you have a list, Doc? Why don't you start this one off?
Okay. I guess 2 indie guys that I guess could possibly happen. Trey Lamar and Cole Radrick. Think I'd like to work them. I think we could throw together some bangers. Tags. I forget their names, but Miles and Freddie Hudson. They have a tag. I think we could definitely have some bangers with Country Air. And I don't think there's any tag that doesn't want to work the Motor City Machine Guns.
Very true.
Yeah, maybe not as realistic as the others, but definitely would always like to work them.
I like that. How about let's do like the independent and then one like big name, like Motor City Machine Gun. That works.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So yeah, those are my choices. I mean, really, there's so many people I want to work and like haven't had a chance. Like, really would have loved to work Airwolf in Dorado or Top Flight. Like most of this podcast has gotten a chance to work with, but
Yeah.
Got my ass kicked. I don't know who has worse kicks to the chest, Airwolf or Doc. I don't really want to sit there and find out either. I'll go. I want to like Lee. I always will mispronounce his name probably. Lee Mariotti. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Moriarty. Yeah, Lee Mariotti. Like just watching him, he's very technical. He has something that connects with the fans. Like I'm a fan of him. Watching him at GCW, Warrior, the Collective. Just I would like to lock up with him. I guess Cole Raddick too. Like I would say Cole Raddick. I like first time I seen him wrestle was Zawa. He was wrestling Rough Crossing and like just his in between things too, like we're talking, like working with the crowd, like working with the bigger guy Rough, and like he's a good wrestler, sharp, crisp, and all that, but he's also like funny too. Like he's like he'll make you pop. Like he's overall just really is good, and like there's a reason why he's where he's at right now. So like individually, those two, as a tag team for me and Doc. I mean, you were brought up Top Flight, so I really don't want obviously Top Flight would be great just to see where we stand up with those guys who made it. And like I've worked at Airwolf one-on-one, so to be able to mix our tags would be great. But if I and Doc will laugh, but I want to wrestle the besties in the world, and I want Doc and me to enter first.
That's fine. I love Sean.
Yeah, no, not laughing at the fact that that's just the fact that like I'd be like, we'll go first. We'll enter first, just so we can sit in the crowd, just so we can sit in the ring and we'll do the dance with them.
I'm down.
I guess like the big name would be, since you said Motor City Machine Guns, I don't want to piggyback off that, even though I'm a big Motor City Machine Gun fan. It's my favorite TNA tag. Let's go with Gallows and Anderson. I would love like Country Air versus the Good Brothers.
Hell yeah.
And Gunner, fuck you. Don't take that one. And your mom's listening to this podcast, so don't cuss.
No, she doesn't listen anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Ruined it already.
You're a bad boy, Gunner.
I've been trying to keep a clean mouth this episode.
Such a riot squad.
That who you check your wrestle the riot squad?
Yes, that would be Handicap. So I'll go. Dream opponents, Riot Squad, handicap match. Me versus Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot. That would be amazing. I'm sure that'll happen next year. That's a goal of mine. But more realistically, next year I'd like to wrestle Joey Avalon. I think that would be both a fun match and a good learning experience. And for that same reason, I'd like to wrestle Dysfunction at some point.
Have you not wrestled this?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
Really?
I mean, he might have like chopped me a few times in a battle royal at some point, I'm sure, but no, have not got to wrestle him.
Oh.
Yes, those are my two. And then I guess for Killer Instinct, I think us versus the Curse would be pretty tight because Chucky has some past history with those guys, so that'd be cool. And then for the bigger names, Zach took mine. The Good Brothers be sweet. I really wish that would have happened, but yeah, that was almost a thing once upon a time. But yeah, that'd be a also good learning experience and a dope match. So
I just had another one pop up on my Instagram. The one called Manders.
Mhm.
I love Steve. He's a great guy to talk to.
Yeah, Manders is dope. Manders has always been real cool. A1 from day one. Yeah, he has some bangers with some little guys. So I want to wrestle every big guy in the Midwest and show how I do a little guy match.
you can wrestle me, Doc.
Yeah, we haven't had a one-on-one.
That was going to be another thing I forgot to mention of people I want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Basically, anyone from camp that I haven't got to wrestle in front of a live crowd.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to Gunner one-on-one in front of a live crowd. Yeah, we've only done tags and royals.
I like getting now one-on-one because I worked you you're out besides Bruiser. I was your second match and you were still learning.
Yeah, yep.
It's still a good match, but like I remember we started and I get told by Jinger because we had what 8 to 10. He's like, "Hey, you guys got 5 now."
Oh shit, my pants.
Was that when me and Bax went 20?
Yeah. Bax went 20, and then Gunner's third fucking match ever. We locked up. And I'm like, "Hey, go straight to the heat right now."
Yeah, our match.
Yeah, dude. I was at the time, like if that happened now, it'd be fine, whatever. But at the time, like when you said you only have 5 minutes, I was like freaking out because I didn't know what I was doing at all. So I was just like, remember that probably gave Uzak like a look of fear and being scared. And I was just like, oh shit, I'm just gonna listen to him. And
I'm pretty proud of that match. When we
do what I can.
When we came down, Matt was super happy about it. So I was really proud of the way us two like were able to manage that. Because I've never I was like my first time leading someone in a match, so super proud of that match.
Yeah, if we can do another one down the road where we have more than 5 minutes, that'd be sweet.
I'm sorry, me and Bax were busy putting on a 5-star classic. Hey,
Baxter fucking came out of nowhere that summer and became the top guy.
Yeah.
Stole the whole summer. The summer tour should have been called Baxter Belafonte's tour.
That's a great segue because I've had 7 drinks now and I forgot the rules of this game that we're playing. So one of the things I wrote down was I'd love to work Doc again because I'm not blowing smoke up the host's ass, but we had some fun ass matches, man.
We did. We did.
Man, always do. And we could talk about those matches another time, but yeah, I pulled that whatever county, I'm not going to call it what we call it, but whatever county we were in, I guess I was a baby face.
They don't know what county they were. It's racist county.
It was racist county.
Look,
my first time.
If you're worried that you were racist county, that's an issue. All right. We're not going to say what county is. We'll call it what we call it. We were in racist county. If you think you are racist county, please work to not be racist county.
They don't have YouTube there yet.
Doc losing his car keys, and me and him had to walk back to the bar.
Look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I lose things all the time. If y'all,
The backseat of your car. That was the best
all
part.
right, and lose them in stupid places like places I have. Okay, so
The only time when you lose your car keys, they're in your car.
yes. This is what you have to deal with, tag partner. This is what you got into.
Oh God. Yeah. So definitely working Doc again. We always have a good time, and I guess we kill it. I guess, but on the Indies, I've never worked, and I would love to work TW3. I think that we could have a fun dynamic as the skinny dudes who pretend to wrestle. I also wrote down Marche Rocket. I think I loved his match against Mav, and it was just a chop fest, which I wouldn't love, but it was just really fun to watch.
You sell well, so I can see that being a good one.
That's because it really hurts.
So just talk to Mario before you work Marche. Like Mario will tell you his story about how he got chopped and his soul came out of his body and he watched himself. And Marche's like pulled him back in and said, "Don't worry, you're not done yet."
Maybe I want to rescind that one there. As far as big times, I don't know how many I've listed already. I would love to singles work Dalton Castle, because that I think that we could have some fun with our characters. And he's a little bit of inspiration for me too. Tag teams, big time. I mean, call me a mark, but I'd love to work the New Day. That would be super fun with me and Mav and Ethan, or any combination of the three. And then lastly, yeah, thank you. Lastly, I would love to work the Curse as the Curse. I've worked Sean and Tyler before, but they weren't quite the Curse yet. So Curse would be fun. I don't know if it would be double heel or like we have to work it out, but it would be fun, because those dudes have great minds for wrestling.
Definitely. Yeah, you can add Sean to my list too. We have wrestled before, but it's never been what I've wanted it to be. So
I got like some like you guys. Like I would love to watch Doc versus Leo Rush. I think that'd be
Ooh.
I mean, are we going to do dream matches for other people? Because don't think I haven't thought about that.
Doc versus Leo Rush. I would like to see the luxurious ones, all three, versus Dalton Castle and the boys. I think
let's go.
Because you said Dalton, I've always thought about Bax and Dalton, but I don't want to piggyback off that. But a 6-man with Mav, Ethan, and Bax versus Dalton, the boys would be fun. I would like to see against Lance Archer.
Who?
Lance Archer
against who?
Lance Archer, Gunner.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And
yeah, that'd be fun.
Against Mike Chioda.
Perch with the O'Connor. Okay. All right. I'd like to see Zach Hendricks versus Taiji Ishimori from New Japan. I'd like to see Killer Instinct versus Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, me too.
Like, if we're gonna pick big ones,
that'll happen after I bring Undertaker out of retirement.
And I'd love to see the luxurious ones, any combination of Ethan, Bax, and Mav versus Gatanic Pant. Woo! Effie and Danhausen. I am also a couple beers deep and can't speak.
Interesting.
I would like to see Baxter against Effie. Oh, that'd be great.
Like that, those would be my matches, and of course, Perch, ref, NWA Heavyweight Championship match, because that's what he wants.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
I also want to see just anything with Perch against Jacob Fatu.
Oh man, I'd love to run into him again a couple times, and it did not fare well for me whatsoever.
Oh, that guy's great.
That I will always say, you and him, MLW, was definitely one of the first times I can remember watching a match, seeing something and being like, "Oh, that wasn't called in the back."
Epic.
Vision, like,
Yeah,
Max looks at
yeah,
me, he's like,
that-
"Perch is going through the table," and we're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, like, to just see something happening and my first reaction is that this is happening now. They have not talked about this.
Oh, that was great.
yeah. No, that's the deal, though. You know, there's wrestlers, there's refs, there's different roles that people play, and the role I have as a ref is just as much of a real thing as anything. You know, not
Oh yeah.
that wrestlers don't have superpowers, but referees certainly have to stand their own and hold their own ground. And for moments like that, there's no training. You have to rely on your instincts, and to survive and to make it out, safely is
Yep.
is a testament to our training. So yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal. What was that?
The authority. Absolutely.
MLW Fusion episodes 61 through 64. Catch it. YouTube.
Like, not gonna plug myself, but just in case.
Oh yeah.
It ends
Always
in a
plug.
bang.
You know what I say? If we don't put ourselves over, nobody will. All right.
Word.
Who else got some dream matches for the other people on this show?
I'd like to see you, Doc, versus Brock Lesnar.
I would like to see Brock Lesnar.
I just think he could throw you probably from the entrance area all the way to the ring, and it would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. And luckily, for some reason, Lesnar likes to have good matches with little people, so
Yeah.
he'd probably let me do a couple things. I think it would be pretty good.
Book it.
But then, like a cat, every time Doc lands, he's just spinneroonieing back up.
Yeah.
So Brock can't stop it. Like, how do I kill this guy? Or he just kips up
now here's
all the
the problem is now you've given me a great idea to figure out how to spin a Rooney out of everything. So one day I can have that match.
But I pay for it.
Doc, if we ever work each other, we're doing it.
Yeah, you can put that on the list. Me
and Brock Lesnar were basically the same person anyways,
yeah,
right?
comparatively, it might as well. Okay. Anybody got anything else they want to bring up? Or should we go ahead and take it home? 1, 2, 3.
One thing that caught my eye over the week was the Orange Crush pictures of John Moxley from that Bloodsport weekend and at the Collective, with modern day pro wrestling, whether people catch clips or matches, full matches. Sometimes I just catch pictures, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the people, photographers who helped sponsor it was Orange Crush, and yeah, phenomenal pictures from that night, and it came out really cool. So that picture spoke 1,000 words, and I don't have any wrestling memorabilia all that much since getting in the business, but that would be a cool picture to have on a frame and put it up to think about. That's kind of the definition of hard work and busting your ass and being on top of a profession, and still doing what you love and having the passion for it. So that picture, it gave me good fuel. Loved it.
Good shit. Yeah, I saw a couple of them. They are definitely bangers. That was a good weekend. That was a good match.
To piggyback off of that, Perch, because you don't have Snapchat because somehow you're older than me, but I bought a sweatshirt today that said blood, sweat, and respect, and on the back it says the first two are given, the last one is earned, and just like that spoke to me in our journey of pro wrestling. You got to give it all, and then at one point you get a little. So that was cool, and that just spoke to me. So I bought the sweatshirt and spent money I don't have, but
Hell yeah, motivation.
Belafonte gonna be starving.
just starving over here.
Hope White Claws are nutritious.
Lowish calories.
All right. Any last words, Gunner, Zach?
Let's see if Gunner had any more dream matches besides watching you get thrown from the stage.
Yeah, from besides me getting beat up by Brock Lesnar.
No, that's about it.
Like, good to know that's where our friendship is, Gunner.
We're bros, I guess.
Just to plug it. Obviously, y'all are at the Elks Lodge in Waukesha on January 9th.
Yeah, that is our next
show
show.
of the year.
So let's plug that.
Yeah, big time plug. January 9th, biggest show of the year, Brew City Wrestling. Always a banger. Man, you gotta go. I don't know if I'm gonna be there or anything, but I could show up at any VFW or Elks Lodge any moment, but here nor there, it's gonna be a good show.
My match on that show just got changed to a fans bring the weapons match. So
those are fun.
Yeah, come to that show, and for the fans out there, bring as much crap as you can that I can kill Nacho and Cypher with, and Chucky too.
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to kill Chucky. We'll kill them with it, and not kill. That's a little too strong, but
no, murder.
Hurt really bad.
And there'll be a cage too, right? There'll be
two cage matches. Stacey Shadows versus Mav Boone. And
pre-show attraction at 7:15, CJ Cole versus Saving Gage.
Yep, be a good
plug.
Actually, yeah, you can add CJ Cole to my list of 2021 opponents.
I love the work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yes, there will be Mav versus Stacy in a cage, and there will also be the Curse with is he going by JP still or okay?
Yeah.
JP, Tyler Sullivan, Sean Priest, and Evil Sierra versus Caribbean Arrogance, Sky Blue, and Frankie DeFalco. But more importantly, there will be Country Air, the Outlaw, Zach Hendricks, the Goat,
Doc Simmons,
up against these two bums in Whiskey Benton Hellbound, Max Holiday, and the Roadhouse, James Vincent. That's really what you're there for. Not for the cage matches, not for the fans bring the weapons, not for Perch and his stunning good looks. You're here.
Well, okay, come on now.
Whiskey Benton Hellbound.
About to take a whiff. We don't need no gimmicks in our matches.
Yeah. Just straight up wrestling. Okay, that's what you're here for. All right.
Any other cards on the match?
Any other matches on the card? Yes, there are.
That's what I said, I think.
How many drinks have you had?
I mean, from the top to the bottom.
Damn it.
Mav Boone versus Stacey Shadows in is it last man standing cage match?
Yeah.
Or woman.
We got War Games, Caribbean Connection, Sky Blue with the return of Frankie DeFalco taking on the Curse of JP, Tyler Sullivan, Sean Priest, Evil Sierra. We got Ethan Matthews challenging Aesop in a Fire and Ice match. We got Gunnar Wicks and Chucky Bates trying to take back their BCW tag titles against Todd Show and a fans bring the weapons match. We got a loser leaves Bruce City with Nick Colucci versus Brandon Blaze. We got the Vape God, Felch Malone tagging with Jake Andrews for the first time ever against Porn Stash and Dysfunction. We got Joey Avalon versus Hades XIX. I probably said that wrong. Sorry.
Probably 29. I don't know.
That's the thing. We love Hades, but definitely I've heard so many pronunciations of his name.
Yeah. Who else do we got? I feel like I'm missing a match. I just made all the match graphics. We got Whiskey Bet versus Country Air.
Yeah.
If Ethan wins his match, will he win the BCW Heritage title?
Yes, he
Sir.
will.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So if Ethan's the Heritage champ and Mav's the heavyweight champ, the only belt you can get is the women's belt, right?
I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
still
all I'm
vacant.
eligible for.
I was say, do we have a women's champ right now?
Nope, haven't had one for
Nope.
quite some time.
So
I'm calling that opportunity.
I'm calling that pack a lunch because I gotta set up that cage.
Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the ass.
That's a pack of lunch to work day.
Do a play-by-play next week since we ain't got nothing, like since it's the week of Rise next week, like go play-by-play of going over the matches, maybe.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Baxter, you need to be here because we need some unbiased opinions. And of course, me and Doc are gonna say we're whipping Max and James's ass, and Gunner says he's gonna choke slam Cypher from the ceiling to the floor. And then Mavs here,
Well,
you know,
I felt pain from all the people that you mentioned, so I don't know how biased I am. Including kicks, choke slams, kicks, kicks. I can't think of any other words.
Hold, have I ever chokeslammed you? I don't think I have.
hey,
Yes,
man,
Bro, you
What?
sell promo pictures to fans with me getting chokeslammed.
Forgot about that. My bad.
I should get money for that shit.
do you not remember the run-in where you like choke slam Bax and later you got your ass whooped by 3 guys, Gunner? Bax,
Yeah.
Ooh,
I recall now. Yeah.
Like Bax is on a lot of people's merch.
yeah,
Bax is
as a
the Martin.
peasant.
Like, you
On
need
is
some money.
on, baby.
Definitely needs to get
Hey. Life of a mid-card jobber is not that bad.
some.
Show up to Mania just to help out with WWE and be like, hey, like Drew, Randy Orton show up. Do you want to wrestle Drew for the belt? He's like, if I have to.
Here's the thing. Bax probably has the biggest TV success out of all of us.
With nothing to show for it.
Bax is the real star. This is it. 2021 signed Baxter Belafonte. #
Hey, I'm for it. I ain't gonna stop you on that one.
Baby Belafonte
Mhm.
shoes.
Oh shit.
Okay. All right. This is by far the longest episode we've had.
That's what she
It
said.
is definitely time to take it home.
Take it home.
Take it home.
Take it home. 1,
Take
2,
it
3.
home.
All right. So thank you so much for listening. To everybody out there, be easy. 1.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah.